Hello, my name is Keegan, and welcome to your crash course in the Bahai Faith. Today, we'll be talking about the Bahai religion and central beliefs, and also talking about the Bahai perspective on the world. Welcome aboard. The Bahai Faith can be traced back to a descendant of Muhammad called Sayyid Ali Muhammad. He was a Shiite Muslim who declared he was the Bab, or a special interpreter of the Quran. The Bab literally means the gate. The Shiite leadership and the government of Iran didn't really like this. Actually, they were pretty mad. So mad that they decided to arrest and execute him, which was unfortunate, but thankfully there was a disciple of the Bab who decided to carry on his teachings. The Bab's disciple is known in the Bahai Faith as the Baha'u'llah, and he spread the teachings that remain core of the Bahai belief today. Some of what he said, though, is pretty confusing. Actually, it's really confusing. The Bahai religion, however, conveniently broke them down into categories for us, which was really nice of them. And today, we'll discuss what we found to be the most important categories in understanding the center of the Bahai faith.
The Bahai really put a twist on what happens to the soul after death, though. Rather than moving on to another life or going to a place like heaven or hell, the soul is separated from the body and continues on a journey toward perfection, toward reaching God, which is really quite beautiful. In the Bahai faith, there's a significant emphasis on the actions and the heart of the individual. When a person enters into the faith, he must first focus on cleansing himself and his actions and moving on from the sinful life of his past. The Bab likened this idea as cleansing the riverbed before introducing the sweet waters. If you're a riverbed, you don't want to be contaminated and polluted, otherwise your little soulfish won't be able to live and grow. This development includes emphasis on physical activity and intangible effort. Similar to most religions, prayer and reflection are huge parts of daily activity. The Bahai teachings also encourage people to exhibit a desire for learning and improving oneself and the surrounding community. The Baha'u'llah encourages a celebration of these efforts, but warns against the creation of a sense of pride or sense of self-righteousness. For example, if I held the door open for someone, my peers should encourage me to do it again. However, I shouldn't begin to see myself as an all-powerful, door-opening deity. After all, it was designed to open anyway.
One unique aspect of the Bahai faith is that they do not possess a designated divine text. Instead, followers of the Bahai faith derive most of their rules and regulations from a collection of teachings from the Baha'u'llah. Bahai followers believe in two separate rules of life. First are the unchangeable and universal spiritual laws, which are reflected in all religions of the world. These are revealed to humanity through the manifestations of God, who will be covered later in this video. The rules governing daily life are found in a collection of teachings of the Baha'u'llah named the Kitab-i-Aqdas. The Kitab-i-Aqdas deals with everything from fasting and marriage to alcohol and drugs. The collection also encourages getting a job, obeying the government, and educating children. Essentially, be a good person and make the younger versions of yourself also good. While this may seem to be simply a list of do's and don'ts, the Baha'u'llah makes it abundantly clear that following these guidelines are anything but. He says in the Kitab-i-Aqdas, "We have unsealed the choice wine with power and might." In layman's terms, we should all be striving to open the wine bottle of universal peace and unity. These instructions are simply pathways to complete that goal. With these guidelines, we will be able to reap the rewards of peace, just as the wine is the reward of unstopping the bottle. Of course, we can't identify with that because we're minors. Bahai followers have very similar beliefs to Islam in terms of God's prophets. They believe that God sends messengers, known as the manifestations of God, to teach his ways to the world. Bahai followers believe that the most significant figures from all religions have been manifestations of God. These include Abraham, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, and even Muhammad. These figures have helped to shape the world as a global community and make humanity more moral as a whole. These figures and their teachings are central to the Baha'i faith, and its followers look up to all these figures, which is pretty cool.
This part of the Baha'i faith is basically just going to be me explaining to you all the really awesome things the Baha'i people believe in terms of social morality. I mean, basically, they're just really nice people. Like, their beliefs here are made of sunshine and rainbows. They believe in gender and economic equality, fairness of the justice system, reconciliation of religion and science, and the human race just working together. I mean, isn't that really great? Maybe it's a little too optimistic, but they just want what's best for the world, right? Well, thank you for exploring this wonderful religion with us today. I'll leave you with the wise words of Baha'u'llah. Be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be worthy of the trust of thy neighbor and look upon him with a bright and friendly face.